is this the best performance third row SUV? We got the 2025 Audi SQ7 in Mythos black over black interior. This year we get a refresh for the front, the rear, we get updates to the interior, and we have every single feature that you can tick, including the black optic package, which changes the whole exterior aesthetics. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and we're going to touch bases on some pros and cons and compare this against the competition. Starting in the front, that black optic package takes over the Audi single frame grille that has been reworked, as well as the Audi O-rings. And because we have the Prestige package, that gives us the matrix design LED headlights and daytime runnings, as well as the washer for the headlamp assembly. Whenever you're using the windshield wiper washer, that will also clean the best lighting in the business. The lower bumper has also been reconfigured and touching bases into competition. Like BMW, you'd have to go into the X7. Base price is around what this is. This is 500 horsepower, a detuned Lamborghini Urus engine, more or less. That's gonna have an inline 6 turbocharged with 375 horsepower. So I mean, let me know your thoughts right off the bat. This is smaller, this is not as wide, but this is more performance driven, getting a quicker 0 to 60 than that. But then on the con, black on black on black, I like the exterior styling, but it's just a little too dark for my liking in the interior. And underneath the hood houses the 4.0 liter twin turbo V8 producing 500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed Tiptronic automatic transmission. Reaching 60, Audi's quoting at 4 seconds. MPGs, you're not going to be concerned about it because this is around 114 grand, but you're achieving 15 for the city, 21 for the highway, which when you're at these prices, you're going to let some of these things slide. Because we have the black optic package, that increases the wheel size. We have the 21-inch 6Y spoke design wheels, black finish obviously. All-season tires, black exterior trim, as well as the mirror housing. The S Sport package gives us these red brake calipers. That's housing 6 pistons in the front, a single in the rear, as well as active roll stabilization, sport rear differential, and a quattro all-wheel drive system. Carbon fiber will be a touch on the side view mirror, etched Audi TFSI Quattro badging on the B pillars. Taking me to another con is I don't see the SQ7 anywhere except for that laser etched on the B pillar, which is not very noticeable. Dark satin chrome for the roof rails, 7,700 pounds of towing. I mean, this is a family vehicle spec'd out where you could actually take this on the track if you needed to. And it's a third row variant, which it's gonna be tight, but it's still doable. That's what makes this so appealing, especially if you don't option every feature. But I would say you need to go into the Prestige and get the black optic package, so it will be over $100,000 any way you cut it. And comparing it against Mercedes, it's going to be more expensive than this. This is going to house more performance underneath the hood. Same thing about the new GV80 Genesis. That's over 80 grand. And when you're considering this starts at 90, you're getting more performance here, so it's something to think about. Because we have the Prestige package, which I recommend, OLED taillights, and this has selectable lighting for the rear. The lower gets the grille pattern, quad exhaust tips. Because we don't have an RS Q7, I would like to see the oval exhaust. I know it's not an RS, but I mean, this is the most power you're going to get for a third row variant. Let me know your thoughts on that, as well as a diffuser, front and rear parking sensors with the 360-degree reverse camera. Now, going into a problem, when you are pricing this out, you're going to be spending about $14,000 to $15,000 more for these features, and just the Prestige and the black optic package alone is going to add about 10 grand to that. We also have the Sport for the exhaust, so it's going to be more throaty. That's about $1 grand. So it becomes almost like a nickel and dime thing, but because of the total package, giving us third row, giving us towing capabilities, upgraded technology, upgraded aesthetics on the exterior, I think it's definitely the best bang for your buck, comparing it to anybody in its class. Power liftgate going into 14.2 cubic feet of storage behind the third row. We get a little storage nook with the 12-volt LED interior lights underneath the floor. Yeah, you could put something there if you need to, I guess. The cool thing, though, is you do have a air suspension, so you can lower the suspension and you can fold down these rear seats electronically, but you do have to hold the button. This is going to increase cargo to 35.7 cubic feet. One con that I have right off the bat, if you don't want to use this privacy cover, where are you going to put it? Because there isn't an actual area. I mean, let me know in the comments what you do if you're the owner. But a cool thing is you can put the seat belts right behind it, or you can put them right here. The red seat belts are part of the Audi Sport Red Stitch package, but unfortunately, to maximize the cargo capacity to 69.6 cubic feet, you have to fold the seats down here at a 40-20-40 split. And that will increase the cargo capacity, but this is a twin turbo V8, 500 horsepower. We need to go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. The key fob for the SQ7. Soft closed doors is part of the Prestige package, as well as ventilated front seats. They're heated front seats. The contrast stitch that's going to be found throughout is part of the Audi Sport Stitch package. So you'll get that in the center there, the armrest, throughout the dashboard, and the door panel. Memory seats because of the Prestige package with 12-way power seat adjustment for the driver and passenger. And then you have another 8-way power seat adjustment through the MMI touchscreen. Let's fire it up. Going to be more of a cleaned up, tech-savvy dashboard layout with the Quattro badging, as well as ambient lighting that's going to be found throughout the gloss black. Leather for the dash, the top. In this area right here, this is all part of the luxury package. And going into the MMI touchscreen with navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, Alexa, and you can stream YouTube on here, as well as an 8.6 touchscreen for the lower. This is more derived for the climate control, the seat settings, the driver mode select, which when you click onto here, you have a ton of different driving modes, including individual, which you can tailor this to make it as sport derived as possible. Because remember, there isn't any RSQ7, only an SQ7, so you're not going to have the button here on the steering wheel. Perforated on top of the gear lever, you have an area right here for the key fob with the 12-volt charger, ambient lighting, carbon fiber that's going to be found throughout. Heads-up display is part of the Prestige package. Auto-dimming rear view mirror and a pano moonroof that goes into the second row, but not so much the third row. It's going to be soft. This also will adjust back and forward, lifting up into Audi phone box with a pin area and another area for pins or papers, whatever. Perforated on the side of the 3-spoke steering wheel, multi-function. Paddle shifts are plastic, which is a con to me. And the gauge cluster can go through an array of different content for the driver. You can zoom in and zoom out, making the content more viewable, and you can zoom in and zoom out to the navigation. And legroom is not going to be a problem for the long journey, as well as the passenger side. There isn't any pass-through or any sleeve for storage, nothing like that. Headroom is doable. You can adjust these seats a lot of different ways. Door panel and dash configuring together nicely. I like how the carbon fiber just kind of goes into it, but I kind of wish this area here was carbon fiber. I know that they're trying to make it look aesthetically a sound, but the gloss black, it leaves a lot of fingerprints. I mean, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Software needs to be one touch up and down for the windows. They're acoustic windows, as well as a long and deep storage pocket. It's just not so wide, and a storage pocket for the driver. For the back seat, gotta open it up. There we go. For the back seat, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders and armrest down. Not a huge fan of this design because if you use the cup holders, it's not an armrest. Dual climate control setting in the rear, heated rear seats, part of the Prestige package. 2 USB ports, a 12-volt air vent, and you get storage behind both of the front seats. The speaker comes into play with another air vent here on the B pillar. Leg space isn't going to be too bad. Door panels, you get the sunshades, they're manual. This is a con to me because it's part of the Prestige package, so I wish that it was automatic. You get a cigarette tray, which I don't know who's going to be smoking back here. It's going to be soft to touch pretty much everywhere with a large, deep storage pocket. It's just not so wide. Headroom, I have the seats reclined all the way back. So now I'm going to find the lever and adjust it the way I'm supposed to sit, and I still have plenty of room. Sliding into the center, you have a huge hump. You can put your feet up here so you won't share any feet. The rails are pushed up enough, so there's no need to have your legs sitting up in the air, especially if you're going to do a 30-40 minute drive. As for butt, leg, and shoulder space, they do a good job because it's a wide vehicle. Same thing with knee space, and for headroom, I can fit in the back, and the nice thing is the pano actually comes back here, but the con, it doesn't go into the third row. For the third row, pull the lever, push it down, push this in, and this is the space that you have to enter for the third row to fit 2 more. It's gonna be tight. There's no way around. We get cup holders, and we get LED lighting, but we don't get any vents, any charging ports. Headroom, for a quick drive, it's something that can work. I'm not even gonna fold the seat down because look at the leg space. I mean, there's no way that I would be able to fit. So I would say that this is comparable for somebody that's maybe 5'10" or less, basically small children. Other than that, just use it as cargo. 500 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat. Third row, check it out. That's a symphony to my ears. Everybody is in like a dot in the mirror. That's what you're getting with this. This is full sport. You can't go RSQ8 or RSQ7. You can only get an SQ7, which takes me to the second reason why this is awesome. Because when you're adding these options, you're still getting a luxury interior ride. It's actually not that much exhaust that filters in, but it's enough to keep that excitement for that daily drive. Taking it off dynamics, now it's going to be a luxury ride that's going to capture 15 to 21 mpgs with a combined of 17. But listen, you're still gonna hear that exhaust note. The seats are comfortable, but it's gonna take me to some pros and cons, and the pros have to be that you're getting the best performance in class for a third row variant that can be under $100,000, just depending on the features and what you like. We're gonna switch it back to dynamics, turn radius, we got rear axle steering, so check this out. Right at 2 lanes, let's rock and roll. Great sound deadening, awesome stereo, but on the con to it, you're gonna pay quite a bit for this upgraded sound system. And you don't have power sunshades. When you go into the SQ8, you get power sunshades, which I kind of wish that happened here because we're in the Prestige package, which would be the same package there. I do like that you have the third row capabilities though, but it is going to be a lot more smaller and tight. It's good for a quick drive. It doesn't feel that wide or that long, and because the steering is somewhat light, it's very easy for maneuverability purposes, especially because you got the rear axle steering. But sadly, the cons have to be that you have to add the S Sport package, giving you the active roll stabilization with the Sport rear differential. The red brake calipers, these are things that should be standard, and you're paying $6 grand for that. As well as the Prestige package, which you get a lot of value there. The Black Optic package has been discounted heavily, which you also get a lot of value there. So there is some pros and cons to some of the features you add, and I personally would get the Luxury, the Black Optic, and the Sport Resonator, as well as the Prestige package. So you would probably be under 110 grand all in. And when you're thinking a class like this with luxury, a detuned, more or less Lamborghini Urus engine that's only 0.9 seconds slower for literally 3 times less the price, that's a bargain deal. BMW, I mean, what are you gonna go against? The X7? That's, like I said on the exterior, 90 grand roughly, just as a base price with 375 horsepower. It's gonna be a lot slower. It's gonna be a lot longer. But there is still some more cons. You have to use the touch screen in order to capture all of your power seat adjustments, which it would be nice if it was on the seat area so you don't have to look off the road. There is a few times that when you're driving this particular vehicle, you're gonna be doing that because you have to use everything through a touchpad in order to synchronize things or to change different settings in the vehicle. But overall, touch to feel, it's awesome. The drive is more than fun. and you have room for a total of 7 to enjoy the excitement. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Audi Tampa for giving us this 2025 Audi SQ7 for our review.